Now, relative to the Book of Enoch, a Second Temple period, this concept of fallen angels is mostly found in the Book of Enoch, chapters 6 to 9, the Qumran Book of Giants, and perhaps in Genesis 6, 1 to 4. The reference to heavenly beings called watchers originates Daniel 4, in which there are three mentions, twice in the singular, once in the plural, of watchers, holy ones. The ancient Greek word for watchers, literally translated as wakeful. In the Book of Enoch, these watchers fell after they became enamored with human women. The Second Book of Enoch, Slavonic Enoch, refers to the same beings of the First Book of Enoch, but in the Greek transcription of Grigori. A number of apocryphal works, including 1 Enoch 10:4, link the fall of angels' transgression with the Great Deluge. Here it is. According to 1 Enoch 7:2, the watchers became enamored with human women and had intercourse with them. The offspring of these unions and the knowledge they were given corrupted human beings on the earth and the earth. 1 Enoch 10:11-12. Well, we have Genesis 1 to 3 to contradict that. Eminent among these angels are Shemaiah, their leader, and Azazel. Like many of the other fallen angels mentioned in 1 Enoch 8:1-9, as Azazel introduced men to forbidden arts, but it is Azazel who was rebuked by Enoch himself for illicit instructions, as stated in 1 Enoch 13:1. According to 1 Enoch 10:6, God sent the archangel Raphael to chain Azazel in the desert, Duad de El, as punishment. Further, Azazel is blamed for the corruption of the earth. Of course, not so much in the Bible, right? Corruption of the earth, Satan. But Adam and Eve were tempted, and they, of their own volition, fell. 1 Enoch 10:12. All the earth has been corrupted by the effects of the teaching of Azazel. To him, therefore, ascribe the whole crime. So much for the Book of Enoch here. And we go on with it. Treating theological issues such as the origin of evil as something supernatural by shifting the sinfulness of mankind and their misdeeds to elicit angel instruction is a unique motif found in the Book of Enoch and not found in later Jewish and Christian theology. Second Enoch goes on. The concept of fallen angels is also found in this book. 2 Enoch 29:3. Here, Satanael was hurled from the height together with his angels, a probable Christian interpolation according to Charlesworth's Old Testament pseudegrapha. The text refers to the Grigori who, with their prince Satanael, rejected the Lord of Light. The Grigori are identified with the watchers of 1 Enoch. This is some kind of a, like a fantastic editorializing book. Goes off on tangent. The Grigori went down onto earth from the Lord's throne, married women, and befouled the earth with their deeds, resulting in their confinement under the earth. 2 Enoch 18:1-7. In the longer ascension of 2 Enoch, chapter 29 refers to angels who were thrown out from the height when their leader tried to become equal in rank with the Lord's power. Themes and then a rewriting. Most sources quote 2 Enoch as stating that those who descended to earth were three, but Andrei A. Orloff, while quoting 2 Enoch, as saying that three went down to the earth, remarks in a footnote that some manuscripts put down them at 200 and even 200 myriads. In the Old Testament pseudegrapha, apocalyptic literature, and testaments edited by James Charlesworth, manuscript J, taken as the best representative of the longer ascension, and three of them descended, while manuscript A, taken as best representative of the shorter ascension, as any that descended, which might indicate that all the Grigori descended, or 200 princes of them, or 200 princes and 200 followers. And since it follows the phrase that these are the Grigori, 200 princes of them turned aside, 200 walking in their train, so on. It's all a nonsense to me. I don't know if I want to read any more of this. Chapter 29, referring to the second day of creation, before the creation of human beings. Says that one from out of the order of angels, or according to other versions, 2 Enoch, one of the order of archangels, or one of the ranks of the archangels, conceived an impossible thought to place the throne higher than the clouds above the earth, that he might become equal in rank to the Lord's power. And the Lord threw him out from the height with his angels, and he was flying in the air continuously above the bottomless. This is also disconnected with the progress of the Bible, which is in solid logical order. In this chapter, the name Satanael is mentioned only in heading, added in a single manuscript, the Jim manuscript, G-I-M, which is a representative of the longer recension that was used in the English translation by this Charles. Third Enoch. Then we're done with Enoch. Enoch mentions only 3 fallen angels, Azazel, Uzzah, and Uzzah, similar to the first book of Enoch, and they taught sorcery on earth, causing corruption. Unlike the first book of Enoch, there is no mention of the reason for their fall, and according to 3 Enoch 4:6, they also later appear in heaven objecting to the presence of Enoch. Wow. All right, we have another book, the Book of Jubilees. The Book of Jubilees refers to the watchers who are among the angels created on the first day. However, unlike the first book of Enoch, the watchers are commanded by God to descend to earth and to instruct humanity. It is only after they copulated with human women that they transgressed the laws of God. This is so far away from anything in the Bible, it's distracting. These illicit unions resulted in demonic offspring who battled each other until they died, while the watchers were bound in the depths of the earth as punishment. In Jubilees 10:1, another angel called Mastema refers to the watchers. He also asks God to spare some of the demons, so he might use their aid to lead humankind into sin. You know what comes to mind here? The Book of Mormon. Fantastical, but not biblical. Too much to authenticate, too many errors and contradictions to even make it a serious attempt to make it a religion out of it, yet millions have gone along with this. Afterwards, he becomes their leader. Lord, Creator, let some of them remain before me, and let them hearken to my voice, and do all that I have said, shall say unto them. For if some of them are not left to me, I shall not be able to execute the power of my will on the sons of men. Who is he? For these are for corruption, and leading astray before my judgment, for great is the wickedness of the sons of men. Unlike the first book of Enoch, although the existence of supernatural evil is affirmed, evil is not introduced first by the fall of angels. Furthermore, the fallen angels and demons seem to have no power independent from God, but only act within his framework. Nonsense. It's like a comic book. Origin of demons. Angels mating with humans is against God's commands and is cursed action, resulting in the wrath of God coming upon earth. It is contended by some that demons originate from the evil spirits of the giants that are cursed by God to wander the earth until their final judgment. Many people assume that fallen angels are the same as demons. I don't believe this is true for several reasons. Actually, here's my comment. This contradicts God's judgment upon all of humanity except for Noah and his family. There is a question of God's sovereignty and judgment. Should God have let the spirits of the hybrid humans continue to possess humans and do even more evil than they had in the worldwide flood before the flood? The most common alternate explanation, goes on to say this article, for the origin of the demons is that when the Nephilim of Genesis 6 were destroyed in the flood, their disembodied souls became the demons. There's nothing in the Bible about that, and it's too fantastical, it's out of context. While the Bible does not specifically say what happened to the souls of the Nephilim when they were killed, it is unlikely that God would destroy the Nephilim in the flood only to allow their souls to cause even greater evil as the demons. The most biblically consistent explanation for the origin of the demons is that they are fallen angels, the angels who rebelled against Satan. So, that makes sense biblically. First, fallen angels are much more powerful than demons. This has not been proved by Scripture. The ranks of angelic beings have different powers. We're told by Jesus to cast out demons, yet Jude cautions us in our confrontations with fallen angels, and he said in Jude 1:8-9, in the very same way, these dreamers slander celestial beings. But even the archangel Michael, when he was disputing with the devil about the body of Moses, did not dare to bring a slanderous accusation against him, but said, and the Lord rebuke you. It is maintained that it is proper to rebuke demons and not fallen angels. Note that it is the devil, Satan, who Jude declares the archangel Michael did not dare accuse, not all demonic angels. Fallen angels have their own celestial bodies, therefore they have no need to inhabit bodies. Comment? There may be other reasons for the fallen angels to possess human bodies, like to control them toward their own evil ends of challenging the sovereignty of God. Keep it simple. Article says, yet demons seek bodies desperately, and if need be, they will settle for the bodies of animals, Mark 5:12-13. And perhaps to do it, the comment is, for evil to challenge the sovereignty of God. Fallen angels have the ability to fly, but demons can only walk. Jesus says concerning demons, when the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places. That's figurative. And seeking rest, finding none. Demons walk and fallen angels fly. Now the language walk through dry places is figurative. They move as spirit beings can move. Demons are the powers of this dark world, while fallen angels are the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Demonic angels, commenting, occupy with limitations both the heavenly and earthly realms. The expanse of the heavens is more than the third heaven. Paul differentiates between these two classes of beings. Well, again, he's struggling to twist it. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Ephesians 6:12. My comment is there is no sense here that there is a differentiation between the two classes of being. The demonic angels occupy both, unless specifically stipulated in Scripture. Enoch's writings are not inspired. Now we have disembodied spirits. The facts of the Bible concerning demons, they are disembodied spirits. They once had bodies but lost them. This explains why they hunt for bodies. They crave bodies to inhabit. Many ministers have understood the difference between fallen angels and demons, but they haven't figured out where they came from. This is all fiction. Most of them have speculated, that demons are the disembodied spirits of a pre-Adamic race, although they can't prove this from the Bible or from tradition. There is no pre-Adamic race. All humanity descends from the first man and woman of creation. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And it goes on, first day, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day, sixth day. Okay, it starts from nothing. Where's the pre-this? Before creation, there was nothing. I believe since demons are evil spirits that we must confront. God must have told us about them. Must have, what? So surely he doesn't leave us without telling us where they came from. They're not biblical. I believe the Bible definitely informs us as to the origins of demon spirits. Well, tell me. What one believes is not necessarily true. We must not impose upon the Bible what is not there. All right, so we have the Nephilim. So what are demons? Demons are the disembodied spirits of the Nephilim who are mentioned in Genesis chapter 6. The Nephilim are the offspring of fallen angels and humans. The Nephilim were destroyed in the flood, yet their spirits remained on the earth. Nothing says that. Note, if their spirit souls remain on earth to cause the continuance of evil, then what was the purpose of God destroying them in the flood? It says all mankind were evil. This view is the oldest belief among the Jewish people. It is belief that the apostles held to as well. Let me prove why I believe this. Giants who are born from the union of the spirits in the flesh shall be called evil spirits upon the earth, because their dwelling shall be upon the earth and inside the earth. Evil spirits have come out of their bodies, because from the day that they were created from the sons of God, they became watchers. Their first origin is the spiritual foundation. They will become evil upon the earth and shall be called evil spirits. The dwelling of the spiritual beings of heaven is heaven, but the dwelling of the spirits of the earth, which are born upon the earth, is in the earth. 1 Enoch 15:8-10. This passage sounds like it came from Greek mythology, but this should not surprise us because another name for evil spirits is the demon, and the word demon comes from Greek mythology. E.W. Vines will confirm this. He writes concerning the Greek word daemon, which is translated demon in the New Testament, as being derived from pagan Greeks and inferior deity. Well, it's a linguistic thing. It's not a theological thing. You use words that are available in use in whatever language you say, and just use it to describe something else. This is not in the Bible.